So we'll get into it in a little while, Whitfield, but just two of us in tonight.
Yay. More space
so we can talk
at the
about
inn.
GoFest without upsetting Mark.
Double yay. Yay squared.
We really do need to book those flights, you know.
Hopefully by the time that anyone listens to this, we will have.
Fingers crossed, we do need to talk this week.
Whoever decided to put something alongside of a GoFest, I don't know whatever this deal is, some football, soccer, whatever it is, it's what I've heard, how dare they?
I checked over the weekend, and granted, the weekend's the worst time to ever check flights, but it was coming in at 1,350 quid return direct. How?
Are you looking at the finest economy?
There's no fuel, I know, but come on, guys.
I know, it's just preposterous. This has been the most expensive American GoFest that I've attended.
It'll be the most expensive.
10 years, everything's got to be bigger and better than previous years. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to sabotage us.
Your sheep's bladders and football boots elsewhere. So what is it sheep as a pig's pancreas or something? I don't know.
What's that?
The thing that you used to make a football out of.
Ball.
Yeah. Obviously they don't do that now.
Well, maybe in some parts of the world they do. Who knows?
I know I'm going to get Mark for Christmas now. It's okay. Here is a sheep's spleen inflated. Go and kick this
I know
around,
what
sir.
I'm going to get Mark for Christmas. I'm going to buy him some tablets from America for when he gets
a box
sick.
of tissues.
Yeah. Kleenex. All the brands are available. On episode 269 of the Incensed podcast, It's just me.
And me.
And Sick Note has phoned in sick.
Have we got letters to the hosts from one of the hosts?
You know what? He hasn't sent us his doctor's note, but you can self-cert for the first 7 days, so hopefully we'll be back next week.
Nice.
Anyway, welcome back to the Incensed podcast. I'm Ian Woodfall, and with me this week is Whitfield. Just the two of us. Going to be a short show because, let's be honest, there's no news.
Slap on the incense, boys. It's time to go.
So, Whitfield, since it's just the two of us, I feel there's a song there somewhere.
Have we got Arnold singing that one?
Hang on.
So Ian's now going to go finding through Instagram and YouTube to find that song, but yes, it is just the waterfall and the pogo here. Unfortunately, a bit last minute, Marky has come on down with some sniffles.
No,
that's definitely not it, Vasa.
I just typed in Arnold, the two of us, and it came up with Arnold singing
Just
I Will Always
the two
Love You.
of us. But yes, listeners, thank you very much for joining us for episode 269.
Yes. Whitfield, how's your week been? Because normally Mark comes here and talks about soccer or something, but really, we're going to have no unnecessary sports chat tonight.
Yes. Glorious news.
Or should I say today?
Today, tonight, whenever you are tuning into this podcast. But I think all we can collectively say is we apologise in advance. It will be a disappointing show.
Yes, we are acutely aware that this show will be disappointing because, as we said in our admin chat to Sue, Francesco and Mark, there's no news. But
there's not really been any events either. It's the first time.
There's been no news. There's no events to talk about. We said, I think it was phrased perfectly, we said, this is going to be the deadest show for a long time. No WhatsApps, no event news, no events other than Pikachu to talk about. But we do actually have WhatsApps now, Whitfield, so it's not quite as bad as it was a couple of hours ago.
I want to see if this will be a Ginger-approved episode. That's the thing.
Barside in the chat, just when we just said how bad the show is going to be, he says, okay, thanks, good night.
He gets the preview, man. He gets the preview and all the extra stuff that won't make it in.
But one thing that we will say is if you do get through this show, and it is going to be, it's going to be a chore, it's going to be a task, but if you do get through the show and whilst listening, exactly, time is relative as well. If you get anything good whilst listening, or you don't listen any further than now and you got something good last week, put it on socials, tag the Incensed Podcast at Incensed Podcast, and use the hashtag Shinies of the Week.
Clarify the spelling, please.
The spelling is hashtag SHINIESOFTHEWEEK. And where can you post it? Well, you can post it on X if you have to. Instagram, which is our preferred social media of choice. Nobody actually posts anything there. We're hoping one day people will start doing. Blue Sky and Threads, if you really must, you can send it to us on a podcast platform of choice with the send us a text button. You can tag us if you are in our Patreon Discord, and you can send us an email, contact@incensedpodcast.com. But you can also...
This is what Mark should have done.
Yeah, he didn't do that, did he?
No.
Actually, he kind of did. He kind of did. His sick note reads...
Guys, I've come down with a stinking cold and my voice is not good. I'm not going to be able to make tonight's recording.
Text to the host? I don't know. Anyway, listeners...
You can send Incensed Podcast a WhatsApp voice message on +44 759 269 5696.
Nice. Thank goodness people have listened from last week and sent those in, because you have just helped this show exist in the podcast space.
As of 6 p.m. today, and we record this, BTS, we record this generally on a Tuesday evening. As of this morning, when we turned the WhatsApp phone on, no WhatsApp messages.
Well,
it was a squeaky bum moment for a second. However, we have got a couple of messages for you later in the show, and it won't be that far off based on how much we've got to talk about.
No. But speaking of things that we can't really do properly, we're going to weirdly jump into a game to kick things off.
Chasing the tail, chasing the tail, tail to chase, it's chasing the tail.
You cannot tell that Ian wrote these show notes before Mark had decided to bail. So somehow we're going to have a very quick and speedy game of chasing the tail.
Because we go straight into a... Mexican standoff.
Technically, we can't, because obviously you need three hombres to do such a thing.
When has that ever stopped us in the last 2 years?
If anything, it's only encouraged us.
Gives us 3 more seconds of content.
You are welcome, listeners. But yes, it will be Ian versus me in what? Not What the Duckler. That's last week. Chasing the Tail. If you're unfamiliar, if you're new to the show, please listen back to last week and the week before, because they are more meaty and juicy. But Chasing the Tail, it's a word association game to do with the names of Pokemon. I guess I will start, and I'll name a Pokemon, and Ian will have to follow that up with the Pokemon where the first letter matches the last letter of the Pokemon that I named. Not going to give any examples because we need this round to go on as long as possible. There are a few rules and regulations. We cannot repeat a Pokemon name once it has been utilized, and we cannot pause for too long. 4 or 5 seconds is about doable. We do think that it gets a bit boring for you guys to listen to Dead Space after that long. So if you pause too long, you will hear a...
And actually, to make it a little bit interesting, I was watching the movie Trading Places quite recently. Great film. And we will actually play for the same prize that they made the bet for in Trading Places. We will play for $1.
I don't know if I can match that, Ian. I don't know if I have $1 in my drawers somewhere, but we'll find out after the show.
In your drawers?
In my drawers, yes. Be actually in my desk or on my trousers, no matter. So let's see how long we can keep this going, Ian. And I will begin with Ian's favourite Pokemon of Chinchu.
Umbreon.
Naganadel.
Lipard.
Dewott.
Ooh. Tyranitar.
Reshiram.
Mimikyu!
Yay! Uxie.
Yay! Eevee.
Electros.
Swaddle.
Yes. We'll go for Elekid.
Ooh, Dialga.
Love a Dialga. Ampharos.
Seedot.
Ooh, an interesting one. Tyrogue.
Empoleon.
Oh, another one. Ninjask.
Kecleon.
Going back to the ends, for God's sake. Nidoqueen. Nearly said no.
Nidoran.
There we go. Nidoking.
Golett.
Go for the Golett all the time. Tyrantrum.
Ooh. Machamp.
Okay. Pelipper.
Ooh. Riolu.
Urshifu.
Umpheasant.
Ooh, Umpheasant. Oh my God. Timpole.
I've lost it.
I think it's the tent pole flummoxed the Vassar.
That wasn't a bad rally, to be fair.
I like that we brought in some different ones, Ian. Well done. We should give ourselves a pat on the back and be proud.
I think we should.
And listeners, we hope you are as well, because it's very easy to fall into a patter. So let me just confirm.
Bring some new ones in.
Of course,
there.
Timpole ends in an E. You'd have had to think of an Pokemon. But I guess that makes...
Pokemon.
Well, it doesn't technically make me Game Lord because Ian recognised that there was so little content that there's going to be another one later. So,
I mean, we haven't done double game shows for about 2.5, nearly 3
probably
years.
Probably more than that, I've got to be honest. So, hooray! I take the win for this very small, mediocre slice of entertainment, which means we can segue straight in. I win $1. Can you claw it back later in the show? Let's find out.
Maybe.
But the other thing that makes this so unusual as a show is the same reason it was very unusual in Pokemon GO in general this past week, is that there was no event going on during the course of said week at all. And then we had a G-Max day to talk about. So I guess, Ian's put some very interesting points, which are kind of the only ones you can put with this conversation. Do we feel that a week off was needed? And do we feel that this should be a regular palate cleanser? I don't know about you, Vassar, but I personally quite enjoyed having a solid almost week of just general spawns and seeing what was around.
100%. The fact that there was no event actually weirdly felt like an event because we had just generic seasonal spawns. It was, for me, and granted I played the game substantially less than you because I don't have the time available to be playing it. Yeah, well, we all have real life. We all have things going on that allow us to play or not play the game at certain times. But I really did enjoy the fact that there was no specific event on and we just had seasonal spawns. It was actually, for me, quite refreshing.
Yes. I mean, previously, what we've had is we've had like a Monday. And a Monday for most people is kind of pointless because it's the first day of the working week and people are at work or at school or God knows what, unless it happens to be a holiday time. But it was like just over 24 hours back in the day of, no event running, let's see what's around. Now, I hope they do bring this back, to be honest, because it means that you've kind of got 3 weeks of solid events, given the calendar change. Obviously, we've talked about the events now running for practically a full week.
Yeah, you don't get the 3-day events anymore. You're getting essentially 6-day events all the time now.
6 and a little bit, which is quite nice. Takes a bit of pressure off, I think, as well. But then if you have that week in amongst the month that's kind of just free and you do what you want, I found it quite nice just to go around and see what's actually available this season. What are the nests like? What comes off daily incense and incense normally? What's in the raids normally? It's a feeling that we haven't had for, I think, 3 or 4 years, to be honest.
Yeah, we talked in the past quite a bit, realistically.
Quite recently as well, actually.
That there's kind of been event overkill in that there's always an event on, there's never a break. And at some points you'd got events on, then you'd got Saturday events, Sunday events. It was kind of claustrophobic. There was literally no let up from the game. So the fact that we've settled into a routine now of a 6-day event, an event on a Saturday, Sunday is the day of rest, which, let's be honest, that's what it should be for. And
it's written in a very important book.
It really is. It's written in a very important Western world book, yes.
Yes.
In terms of going into the whole no event, I don't really think we can go any further, but do we feel it should be a regular thing? And I think I'm going to go down the line of, personally speaking, I really do think that this little break, a week off, is needed in the game. It gives people that chance to just unwind, maybe not play the game as much as they would do if they were literally grinding an event.
Yeah, perhaps. And it also means that if you, I don't know, we're looking for something specific, or if you wanted to go for the raid boss, which I think at the time was Regieleki.
I got so many raid invites for that.
You're very welcome. Better than the bloody blip bug you sent my way in the past.
Hey, you love a blip bug.
I despise the little thing, but
I mean, to give a little bit of balance.
To
give a little bit of balance. Sue has just said in the chat, in the Patreon exclusive chat, Sue and Francesco, our admins, are in there. But Sue said, I'd hate it if we skipped events often.
Takes away from our own game.
It gives a little bit of balance. Because, I mean, it does give a little bit of balance because we enjoy the time off, but people that are really hardcore want the events. They want there to be a constant chase. And that's perfectly fine. People that really do want to grind the game and live on the game, it's a constant motivation. But equally, people that enjoy the time off, I don't see that that's an issue either.
I don't know. You'd have to take it a pinch of salt, really, and make it your own thing, because some people might view it like, okay, I can take a step back and not worry about it. Some people might actually go, right, I know I can try and target this. Hey, I've got this Pokemon on the nest. I can just go for an old-fashioned nest grind. It did feel like an OG kind of game experience of just seeing what was available, because I did go out and about and play and see what was around. From a personal point of view, it kind of challenged, like, right, what could I do, in terms of content? I think a lot of people in our creative space were probably thinking along the same lines of, like, what could we do? You're not just going for an event chase these days. You're just like, there's no new shiny, no new whatever. Is there something we can do? Go for Team Rocket, go for raids.
You spent 2 hours going through your inventory,
I did, yeah. I actually recorded for a lot longer than that, but thank God for editing. You can go for all kinds of aspects, and it makes you realize how many parts of Pokemon Go are always there, but they're sort of overshadowed by the constant rolling events. I would say I don't want it to be like so common that we have a massive break like that.
No, I'm not saying it should be every month, but I think once every season.
Maybe, once
I
a
don't
season.
see an issue with it.
Yeah.
I mean, and Sue in the chat makes some good points that balance is kind of up to each individual person. I'm paraphrasing what she said, but it is, and it should be. Sometimes it's just nice to have that decompression where it's kind of there, and I think a change is as good as a rest. And granted, events constantly rotating is a change, but it's kind of not. And I did enjoy raiding, doing max battles, and
yeah, well,
dare I say, even the odd.
You're on the
battle.
max battle grind at the moment, so that was definitely your priority.
Yeah,
we know that.
Yeah, I never want to see another Woobat as long as I live, if I'm honest.
I think, well, by the time the listeners listen to this, they will have gone.
They will have gone, and Woobat, bless it, will have helped to get me to level 77.
Coops would be proud of you, sir.
I've battled so many Woobats. I mean, that's yours and Coops' like Mon, isn't it? Special to you two.
I will say, in the week that we had no event going on, we had D-Max Regice, which is a new Dynamax Legendary, and having that available for the whole week kind of gives an aim in a way, like there is something new to go for. Regieleki being back in the raids, it's only been around.
I only did 2 or 3 of those.
Did you? I mean, to be fair, I think I only did like 15 of them. I went out for the Max Monday on that one. Yeah, well,
fair.
Only 15 over the course of the week, but you go for a Max Monday, I think it's a new Dynamax Legendary, why the hell not?
Yeah, fair.
Regice is probably more useful as a Dynamax Pokemon than it is in the raid system. Like, the question would be, actually, I would say to listeners, it would be interesting to see if we had some feedback on this, perhaps, is there was the converse of what we had here, where no event was kind of going on, it was up to you. We had a new Dynamax Legendary and some raid bosses and stuff. Back in, I think, the summer of 2025, we had that one period of time, it was like a week, where I think there were like 4 separate events running at all the same time. There was something running for 4 days with special lure spawns and bonuses. Then there was a general event, and then there was a weekend event on Saturday and the Sunday. That, I think we said that at the time, that was too much of a cluster headache. It's just too many different things happening all at the same time. But in a way, there would have been people who probably view that as like, hey, there's just never a dull moment sort of thing.
To some people, that is bliss, and it's their sort of optimal sort of game experience. But one thing I did want to talk about, you mentioned G-Max Regice. Over the course of the last week, and it's not often we kind of flex things, but over the course of last week, I got the Hundo Dredgice, and I got the Hundo Dramper.
Oh, you got a Dramper? Oh, nice. Dramper.
No, a Dramper. A Dramper.
Dramper. Double D Dramper.
Dramper, yeah.
Can't call it.
So I'll take that. I mean, that wasn't a bad turnout for the old,
for the amount of max battles, I guess you were doing as
battles.
Well.
Yeah, I've done. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, compared to a lot of people, probably not. But I've done 77 already in a week.
Jeez, but the thing is, like, everybody goes through that level that we're talking about. Was it level 76 to 77?
76 to 77.
Yeah, I remember that. I did that over the D-Max weekend.
I'm not looking forward to the 400k though. I'm not gonna lie, that one is not.
That will be slow, potentially a slow grind. But shall we move from, I guess, the D-Max or the Dredgice into the Pikachu? The G-Max Pikachu Battle Day that was
Gapika
last weekend.
Gachonkachu.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, so as we'll know, last Saturday was the Pikachu G-Max Battle Day. everybody loves Pikachu, and the fact that the G-Max really closely resembles the original Pikachu in its more chubby form.
Yes.
I think it was a good battle day. Now, it needed a reasonable number of trainers to take it down, and I didn't really get to go out and do it because I was kind of doing other stuff, as in editing a video. So I did the whole battle day from the studio here, which I've got to say is not as much fun as actually going out battling in person. But there didn't seem to be a lot of buying from my local community, if I'm being honest, looking at the WhatsApp chat. So I kind of missed the fact that was going out. But you went up to Nantwich, right?
I did.
So you went somewhere new.
Yeah, well, we'd already made a plan to kind of go up there, and it just so happens, now we know it's going to be a G-Max Pikachu battle day. So it was really wonderful to do that with the Nantwich community. It was hosted by community ambassador Chaz up there. They had a really good turnout for this one. They seem to have a really good community and lots of people. Started very well, I would say, but obviously as the battle day progresses, numbers trickle out. People stop using their free particles.
Because people don't want to have to buy more particles.
Yeah, so people might get the ticket and finish on the 8 or 9 or 10 battles you can do. The day actually concluded for us pretty much at, 10:04? I think that's when they called it quits. And
it's early, yeah.
It is early. I was a bit like, oh, right, I see how it is. Not going for the full 3 hours. There were community plans to go and have dinner and stuff. And it's like, at least they're allowing me time to edit a video, which is very courteous of them. So I ended up doing 23 battles in person. I did 10 remotes while we were having coffee before the event with the folks in Europe. And this the whole thing with RNG is nothing from those 10 remotes. I was like, surely I must get it in person. It took all day, 33 battles to get a shiny one. Obviously.
Ouch.
But then again, 2 remotes later, another shiny came through. So I did fill up and do the remaining.
RNG.
Yeah, so 33 battles to get the first one, 36 battles to get the second one, finished the 20 remotes. So would have concluded with 43 or so battles and got 2 shinies, and that's about bang on. But it's just that longevity thing of doing 33 battles to get a shiny feels quite laborious.
I agree, and as I said, I didn't go out, so mine was all the remote raid game. So I don't think it's.
I saw you had some good fortune. We put your video on.
I got the 96%. So you know what, that was the sort of star catch of the battle day, and I got 1 shiny. So 1 in 20 is pretty much bang on the numbers, to be honest. And I had every intention to stay up to midnight to roll over and actually.
It's my game.
Don't tell me you got the 98 or 100.
No, I don't know what I got. Actually, I'd lost track, but.
But yeah, I had every intention of staying up to midnight for the rollover, but I literally crashed and burned. So I was like dead to the world by 11 p.m. So I kind of missed out on quite a few more battles. But you know what? I actually had a good time. I got a couple of decent mons and I got a shiny. So I mean, really, that's all we can say about it, isn't it, really? Because let's face it, Pikachu as a G-Max is pretty useless within the game in general. Certainly in the meta, it is no good. So these are really just trophy mons.
Yeah. It much like the Meowth we had not that long ago, just before Kalos Tour. Just before Kalos Tour LA, which we can mention on this show.
Yes.
It's a bit different in the sense that it's Pikachu G-Max. It has a lot of fan following. People love it, and people are probably more inclined to go for it. Certainly, I don't know about here locally, actually, in Ealing, like how many people turned up for it or whatever, but people probably would have been along the lines of, let's get maybe the ticket battles done and see what happens, which is fair enough. I will match you. I got a 96%, and only because I did all those extra battles did I end up with 2 shinies. So it's about on par.
Exactly. So, I mean, realistically speaking, 33, 20, 2 shinies and a 96, 1 shiny and a 96. I would say we're fairly on par for once. It is unusual that we're actually that close in terms of numbers.
That's what happens with the good old G-Max Battle Day. They're very unpredictable, might be the word to put with them.
I think so. And it would be interesting to see what Mark actually did for the Pikachu Battle Day. But Arn is here to sing a song to us.
Oh my God.
And this song, it's a song dedicated to Mark.
Arnold.
And he is going to be singing...
Tell me which number it is.
Number 29. And number 29. Unfortunately, Mark isn't this at the moment.
Listeners, are you ready? If you have some drink in your mouth, recommend swallowing it first.
Don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did? I let Sully go off the cliff, feeling like a little kid.
I'm still standing.
I think that's it.
It's a very short one, actually.
Yeah, shall we play a second one? Shall we go again?
Don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did? I let Sully go off the cliff.
It's kind of
feeling like a little kid.
It's kind of funny. Now we've got the Corsola with the glasses coming next week.
Yes.
We're playing. They're not quite Elton John glasses, but
actually, you know how Mark's poorly sick this week?
No, not at all.
No, Arnie will sing number 24 to Mark.
Will he? Is this directly to him?
Yeah, this is directly to Mark.
There's a lady who's sure all the creatures is gold.
Cole.
And she's buying a stairway to heaven.
That's so relaxing and chilled. I love it, man.
Get well soon, Marky.
Yes, hopefully he's A-OK and better for next week.
Yeah. Now, listeners, I do need to apologise in advance because this is not timely in any way, shape, or form. But it's time for this week's.
It is the news.
Basically, not only is this untimely, but it's also geographically locked as well. So this only applies to a very, very small percentage of you guys listening. But hopefully, those of you in the Europe region will be having an excellent adventure, or will have had an excellent adventure, and hopefully continue to have an excellent adventure. Yeah. Yes, with the Hop into Spring, because it runs until Monday, April the 6th at 8 p.m. your local time.
If you're listening to this on the release day, that's tomorrow.
Apologies if you're listening to this after it's concluded, but hopefully you can let us know how this was for you in the European region.
Also, apologies if you're in any other region around the globe.
Yes, I genuinely, we might talk about that, like why they decided to lock this into Europe, because I'm fairly confident that Europe is not the only place on the planet where Easter and eggs are celebrated.
No, any sort of predominantly Christian country celebrates Easter.
Yes.
So the fact that this is purely Europe is a little bit baffling.
Yeah, it is a bit weird. But those of us in Europe will have been enjoying a handful of bonuses. Actually, sorry, just a two-fingered salute of bonuses, to be honest. Chansey caught in the wild would have had a chance of having a lucky egg being held. So interesting that a premium item could be coming from a Pokemon catch.
Ken, if you want one at GoFest, we might be able to trade you one.
I don't know if it's actually physically holding the lucky egg in its egg pouch. I think it's like...
It should be, really, shouldn't it? I mean, that's...
Well, at the time of recording this, we have no idea what that even means. Maybe the Chansey has the lucky egg in its little pouch, or whether it just gives you a lucky egg when you catch it.
You get one in your inventory, maybe. I don't know. It'd be nice if it was actually...
It'd be quite funny if it was a retextured egg on the Chansey.
Yeah.
But if that wasn't enough to have floated your boat, you may have had the chance of getting a shiny increase on Shiny Execute, Shiny Chansey, and Shiny Bunnelby. So that kind of is thematic. Eggs, egg holding thing, and a rabbit.
Well, yeah, and realistically speaking, that ties directly into the wild encounters that you will have been enjoying, in that Pokemon that are event theme will be in the wild, Execute, Chansey, Bunnelby, and more.
I love how they don't even put any more in there. That's wild spawns, and you've got some timed research, which would have been free, that gives you chance of earning said lucky egg and encounters with Execute.
And Whitfield, do not forget, you will have also been able to enjoy stickers.
Yes.
From spinning Pokestops and opening gifts.
Just event-themed stickers. But I want to ask a question, Vasa, and this may just be me, and actually listeners, if you agree or feel this way, send us a voice message or get involved on socials, because this used to be the Spring into Spring event, and it used to have
it's reminiscent
tons of costume like flower crowns with Eevee, Chansey, Baneri, and all kinds of things. And from years gone by, I'd say it was one of my favorite events that used to be played. And they changed it last year to do different biome things. They had like his Fletchling and all this shenanigans. Yeah. And now it's I'd say a hopeless replica of what it used to be, and it's geographically locked to Europe.
It is a shadow of its former self.
Yes.
But knowing the way that Scopetic operate these days, it'll probably be a one-day event at some point this season.
Oh God, yeah, here you go. Here's spring into raid day, or whatever it is.
Yeah. have your costume mons for one afternoon only. 3 hours, 2 till 5 p.m.
We already mentioned how, what was that, two weeks ago we talked about that, and basically, yeah, it's terrible. And that would have been, obviously, for you guys listening, last Saturday. We'll talk about it on 270. But I think it's a bit of a shame to see that kind of event go, to be honest. It was a really nice lead into the whole spring season, certainly in the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah, but I think it will be a good chat next week as well.
Definitely.
You know, we'll
Once we've
see
actually
how
played
people found it. Yeah, I mean, see if people were actually saying, here we go.
Here we go with my lucky egg chancy. Whatever it is.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
It's the fact that even Flower Crown Chansey isn't featured in this event. You know, the whole Flower Crown thing, the cherry blossom,
no costumes at all.
Was so nice, you know. And now it's just like, oh, you might get a lucky. I mean, don't get me wrong. If a Pokemon drops a lucky egg while you're catching it, that's quite cool. But I do think it will be few and far between.
I think you're right. And if you're going to get a shiny, it's going to be a Chansey. Let's be honest.
Probably yes. Good old thing. But
yeah, Chansey still haunts me from all those years ago.
What do you think about this becoming a kind of almost region-locked event? Because a lot of that's been happening recently, much like with the Festival of Lights and the Dia de los Muertos.
Festival of Lights.
Yeah, they've become kind of focused on their region.
Personally, have no issue with geographically locked events, but something like this that's celebrating Easter, it doesn't make sense for it to be Europe only.
Yeah.
Because Easter is not just a European holiday.
See, that's exactly how I feel as well, I've got to be honest. Because let's take the Dia de los Muertos event, right? When that was global, it was fantastic.
Mexico, that is a thing.
It's their cultural thing. It's that area, that country, its region. So it kind of makes sense for it to either begin as a localized event or transition to a localized event. Don't get me wrong, I do miss the days of chasing the shiny Ken Pescator, Flower Crown, Duskull, and Cubone.
Oh, totally. And again, Festival of Lights, Diwali, that is obviously something that's celebrated with India, and it's
India
not
in that area.
Something that is really like a Western thing. So that, again, totally makes sense, like Dia de los Muertos. But they have to have a reason to exist, and I don't think this one does.
There are lots of things they could have locked to parts of Europe or Europe anyway, but this seems most peculiar to just lock a very mild Easter-style event into Europe only.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
So that's basically it news-wise.
That's basically it news-wise. There's definitely news next week. We just can't talk about it yet.
Yeah.
But what we can talk about, we've had 2 WhatsApp messages.
Thank God.
And first up with today's WhatsApp messages, he's back again. He only spoke to us last week. It's Chance.
Oh, it's becoming a regular. It's a hat trick.
Hey guys, Chance here. Looks like you might need some content if Pokemon GO isn't going to do an event every week.
Thank you.
I better call in again and check in with you guys. Start with my road to level 80. I am I believe, I'm on level 77, which is the one where you have to walk 400 kilometers.
Oh, okay.
And yes, I'm like almost at 300 kilometers, so I got a ways to go there. And I'm hoping to get that done before the Team Go Rocket Takeover event at the end of April, which should be doable. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, she'll have Rocket Leaders next.
It would have been nice. I mean, we talk about like the legitimacy of getting to level 80. They did it before, and I don't know why they didn't stay with that same task, but some of the tasks for getting to level 50 was like use Adventure Sync and log at least 25 kilometers every week for 4 weeks in a row, 8 weeks in a row, something like that. They should have just stuck with that, and that would have kind of mitigated the race to level 80, and I
agree.
You know, would have maybe made things better. I mean, I don't know. There's no perfect way to do it, right? But they had something in place that they could have slowed down the cheaters, spoofers, so to speak, the ones that'll just fake their kilometers to get through those levels. Yeah. But digressing. I also wanted to share, they had the Pokemon Go memories sweepstakes / share like your memories from Pokemon Go. I thought I'd share my story with you. One of the older memories I have from Pokemon Go is the excitement like of raids in general was still new, legendary raids and things like that in 2017. And they did the X raid system, or the EX raid system, where there were like
time slots,
black raid passes that were handed out, and you acquired them by raiding at a gym normally, and then if you were lucky and chosen, then you got invited to that raid. And my first EX raid, I've had a few, I can't remember any other ones, but my very first one was interesting because I traveled like 45 minutes away to raid specifically at a gym that the community knew had hosted EX raids before. So you're kind of trying to game the system and seeing raiding at that specific gym
points, I think,
to get an invite. And we did a way out of the way gym that was like not in the middle of town or anything like that, and ended up getting an invite for it. And it was really exciting to see that invite pop up in your inbox, and then like get with your local community and plan and be like, you know, hey, it's at this time. Did you get this time as well? You know, are we going? We're going to meet there. Yeah. You know, so it was something to look forward to, you know, like, because I think you get the invite like a week early or something like that. But anyway, you know, looked forward to it. Yeah. Showed up there. It was a nice day. You know, a big parking lot of players showed up. We all got out. We were all like super excited and talking about it, waiting for it to hatch, and like waited the whole timer on it. In order to make sure anybody that was going to show up would show up, because it was weird. It hosted like a big 45-minute raid, so if you were invited to it but you didn't show up when everybody else did it, like you could have gotten left out. But we waited until the end of a timer, and it was Mewtwo, and we all raided it, and I don't remember when I realized it, but like that was the very first X raid I've done, the very first Mewtwo raid I've done in September of 2017, and ended up catching it. And it was 100% Mewtwo. So like that's one of the prized Pokemon in my account. Like that Mewtwo's about to turn, 9 years old in September. And I always like referencing it when I can. It's maxed out, it's best buddy, it's double exclusive moved. But that's like just such a fun memory from a long time ago from the EX raid system. I mean, the system wasn't perfect, but it was interesting. So that was my Pokemon Go memories story that I shared on social media for the sweepstakes. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Oh my goodness me.
That's a flex. GG's chance. I mean, yes. I remember the first EX raid, and it was just a crazy exciting time. I mean, it's times like that really have never been replicated in the game since. But the EX raids, they did have a lot of flaws, but they were epic back at the beginning.
Getting a hundo on your first EX invite back in 2017 is
your first
mad.
Ever Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Being a hundo,
that's just incredible. So, I mean, hey, thanks very much for sharing that story with us and sending it in via the WhatsApp messages. That's exactly what this segment is for. Genuinely, is hearing about you guys, maybe your past experiences or Pokemon bits and pieces, some of your favorite catches or whatever. That's awesome.
No, totally agree. And we've got one more message, and this is also a regular contributor. It's our boy Josh.
Hi boys, it's Josh.
Hello again.
Ringing out for quite a boring week in Pokemon Go. I mean, I know Milo, you were saying that you like the idea of there not being an event for a week, but it just meant that I didn't play because it was so unenticing to play. And then this electricity event, even though we have Mimikyu tomorrow, that's fun and all. I mean, part of me thinks they might end up getting changed into Pikachu at the end of the day.
Can you imagine?
We don't know yet because New Zealand hasn't finished.
The rage from the players.
It has.
I'm not extremely excited by anything in this event. Nor am I excited about, currently it's Mareep Spotlight Hour, and instead of playing the Spotlight Hour, I've got the Community Ambassador research and rewards and stuff, and then to walk my kilometre for the research, I'm just walking down to a farm where there's some llamas, because that's more, seeing some llamas is more exciting than playing these Spotlight Hours. There's no bonuses.
They're both woolly.
Or anything. They need to bring back the original Spotlight Hours, because
it sounds like you're walking
there's not
in a
any
gale.
bonuses for any of the Spotlight Hours this week.
We're South Coast based.
Which is really disappointing. It's the only reason anyone ever played Spotlight Hours for the bonuses. And they decided to get rid of them. I've had absolutely nothing in the past week because I haven't played, because having an event makes me play, and there was just no event, so there was no point in playing.
You're not the only one who said that, to be fair.
Yeah, no, and so this electricity event, there's no enticement for me to play. I missed Gmax Pikachu because I was doing something more interesting. The game's just very, very uninteresting at the moment. And I'm hoping, kind of as we're going into the summer, get some longer days. I'm going to want to be out maybe a bit more in the evenings and stuff after I finish doing what I need to do during the day.
Yeah.
But so it's really uninspiring at the moment. But just thought I don't know, make Mark feel better about himself, because maybe he's had something. Because I know last time I spoke to him, he wasn't massively fond of my 5 shiny hone edge.
I don't think he still is.
Which Mark one still has your name on. So whenever I see you next.
Josh, he doesn't want one, he wants 3.
I'm
he wants us to want. That's what he wants.
If you feel like feedbacking
I think so.
Niantic about the lack of event, at least make something happen. I mean, even if we had I don't know. They should just have something in general, or more exciting seasonal spawns even would make me go out. But say nothing really enticed me to come out this week, and nothing will for the next week. So cheerio.
Cheerio. Thank you very much for sending that in.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. It was very windy wherever you was. Wow.
Yeah, very windy.
We'll try and denoise that a little bit and clean it up, but I don't know how we're going to do with the wind noise.
Do you know what I just thought of? Is it's been years and years since they did this, but I think even it's like maybe 2019 or 2020 or something. But they used to occasionally, like when the seasons kind of became a thing or a new month began, they would drop a new Pokemon or a new shiny. Just there you go. It's in the wild. It's kind of just there. Good luck. I think they did that with Misdreavus from rough memory, and they could have very well done that. That might have helped the whole kind of thing of there's nothing to go for. And I get what
very cute.
Well, they're now throwing it away in April Fool's, whatever it is. But
yeah,
I get what you're saying, Josh, in the sense that it did seem that from where I was going, and I did play a lot less just because there was no event as well. It was nice from my point of view because it was kind of like, okay, I can kind of focus on something else. But it made you realize that actually the seasonal spawns are maybe a little bit lackluster and a bit dead, and there's nothing that interesting and rare, and they're like, okay, what do I do now? Do I go chase roots or do something else?
Well, this is like you said earlier. I mean, it just opens up other aspects of the game that you may not focus on as much. Because, like I dare say, I'm going to go out on a limb. You might have done a baguette battle or 2. I know I did, and normally I wouldn't even go anywhere near it.
Do you know what? Actually, yes, you're right. I did 2. Let's have a quick thing about things we did in the past week that we don't usually do. So
Sue said, nope, not me.
Not me. So we both did a little bit of GBL. I will say I did 2 battles. That was it.
I did a lot more max battles than I normally would, but I kind of have to, because if I was just doing them at the usual rate, it would take me 3 months to get to level 77. That can't happen.
That's fair.
So I'm not specifically chasing level 80, but you kind of need to put a little bit of effort in along the way. And 76 in a week I think is a reasonable number. I mean, let's face it, we both raid a lot as well, so that probably wasn't massively out of what we normally do.
Well, there's quite a lot to raid just in the general things. You got the legendary, then you got the shadow bits and pieces, and then you've got some interesting tier 3s. So actually, raid-wise, it was quite nice. It was good stuff to go for. But
yeah, I mean, Regieleki wasn't bad.
Technically, it's the best electric type in the game, apparently.
Like I say, you've got the good choice of D-Max to battle.
Do you know what I did that was very unusual?
Pika, go on.
Because I'd gone through my medals, obviously, looking at things, and there's that Ace Trainer medal. I thought, I'm going to have a crack at doing a few, just to pass the time while I'm doing whatever. I'll battle the team leaders.
Yeah. Okay.
And oh my God, it is literally the dullest thing in the game. It's worse than GBL.
But I'm probably going to have to do it so I get to level 80, because I think I need one more badge. So I think I'm going to probably have to do that.
I'm sure you can find something. There's got to be something that's easier to obtain than that, because I'm not even at gold on that.
Well, the rats and the fish are not going to happen, let's be honest. They're not going to happen.
Is there anything coming up that might help you? I don't think Kanto Rat's being featured. I don't know if Carp's being featured somewhere, so yeah, that might be a problem.
Francesco said, I had more time to play Pokopia. That's right, because Francesco is a 12-year-old girl. He's not really.
I will give a quick update. This is very rough from what I've kind of heard loosely, but Mimi's Poop Island is coming on in leaps and bounds because Dwayne and David are now part of the crew, who are making this thing happen.
This Poop Island is getting a lot of attention.
I did see. I won't repeat it because it's let's say a word that we can't say. But Francesco managed to carve it into the very ground of their island.
What does it rhyme with? Oh, it's that word.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly this.
Yeah. So we talked about what we're doing with no events in Pigo, but I'll tell you one thing we are doing tonight without Marky. We are, by hook or crook, we're going to have a game of Play Your Dex Right.
Oh, mate, just play your decks right.
And with absolutely no discussions before the show, we are going to play this game as a sort of a tag team game. So I will give Milo a higher or lower. He will then give me one. We'll play best of 3. So basically the first to 2 wins.
How this is going to go, I don't actually know.
It could be a cluster word Milo referenced earlier, or it could work.
I will say, phone is off, facing down.
Yeah, we're going to need it for the actual quiz.
I know, but in between rounds, whoever is being asked the question must not be doing anything on their phone, because otherwise I'll just be scrolling through the decks, looking at what you're looking at.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to play fairly with you. We're going to start off in Kanto, because as we know, everything starts in Kanto.
Hopefully listeners know how this game works.
To know,
you will find out shortly.
Is Paras higher or lower in the decks than Venonat?
Ah, 2 bugs. I know that Paras gives you a higher amount of Stardust per catch. Oh no. Where's Paras and Parasect and Venonat? I think Paras is lower than Venonat.
Correct.
Good stuff.
Ooh.
He's smacking his microphone. So we have a point. Should we go generational? You've gone Kanto.
I was thinking going generational, yeah.
I will go to Johto now. And I will ask you, Vasa.
See if I can screw this one up.
Is Stantler higher or lower than Hitmontop in the Johto decks?
It's higher.
I'm afraid it is lower by 3 spaces, nearly an entire row.
Wow, okay.
Phone is off.
1 point
now.
to Whitfield. So we're going to go to Hoenn next, which is, as we know, the 3rd generation for the third higher or lower.
The 3rd generation.
And Whitfield, I want to know from you, is Spoink higher or lower than Trapinch?
Oh my god. Spoinky doink. Oh god, where's that in relation to all the other Pokemon? I think Spoink might be... Is it higher than Trapinch? He's shaking his head.
It's lower.
Oh, by quite a bit. Well, a sandwich
Lower,
between
dude.
Spinder.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Vasa could claw back to make this an equal thing. So let's go to our favourite region of Sinnoh.
Hoenn.
Sinnoh.
Oh, we've just done Hoenn.
We've just been Hoenn. We're now into Sinnoh.
So we're in LA now, not Vegas.
And not Vegas, yes. Vasa, I would like you to tell me, is Electivire higher or lower than Magnezone?
Ooh.
2 electric types.
Both electrics, yes. I think Electivire is higher. I think Magnezone is lower.
You are correct. By an entire row.
So it's 1-1.
It is, it's 1-1.
This is it.
So we're into Unova.
So we've gone through Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh. That takes us to the Unovan region.
Another.
I want to know...
How much?
Is Ducklet higher or lower than Solosis?
Oh no, what a pairing. A duck or a translucent testy?
Mm-hmm.
I think Ducklet might be higher than Solosis.
Ducklet is higher. Whitfield, you are the winner.
Well, I mean, technically, do you not have to... I'm winning by 2-1.
You know what? We're only running an hour. Yeah, okay, let me see if I can
All right.
tie.
How's your Kalos
We're just
knowledge?
really trying to pad the show out now.
We really are. Listeners, I hope you're enjoying this padded cell of an episode.
So congratulations, Milo. Or not.
Hang on. No, not just yet. In Kalos, I would like you to tell me, is your beloved Shundo of Esper higher or lower than Mark's nemesis of the Honedge?
It's lower.
It is lower.
Okay.
Congratulations.
So we're going to jump forward now to Alola, which is, of course, next year's tour. And we're hoping that, we're kind of hoping it is in Hawaii, but equally
not in Hawaii, for God's sake.
Get there. No, let's not have it in Hawaii. So, Whitfield, I want to know from you, is Salandit higher or lower in the Pokédex than for Mantis?
I have a suspicion that Salandit is higher than Fomantis.
Salandit is higher. Again.
That's your account, Ian. So moving on to Galar, the flaming Galar region.
Galar.
Vasa, could you tell me, is Sizzlipede higher or lower than Hatena?
It's lower.
It is lower.
We're out of generations, Whitfield.
Might have to play a sudden death round or something.
I can't go to the history region.
You're going to have to go to Paldea.
Pokemon in there. I want to know from you, Senor Whitfield.
Yes.
Is Shroodle higher or lower in the Pokédex than Cloth?
Oh my god. Shroodle and Cloth. Paldea has so many gaps in its Pokédex. Oh my god. I think Shroodle's higher.
Shroodle is lower.
No, he's got a point off me. Unidentified. Could you tell me?
It is Melton Harlow, the Melmetal.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I was going to circle on back to Kanto for this one.
Oh, okay. Just in case okay.
Just to go back through them all. I would like to know, is Pinsir higher or lower than Jinx?
Pinsir's lower.
I'm afraid not.
Okay. So
should we just call it an equal thing at this point?
Hang on. Who's invited me to a raid?
Is this a guessing game?
Brian. I would love to.
Damn it. Tell me the trainer name of the person
who's invited me to a raid. Well, for the first time ever in Incensed podcast, it's a tie.
Actually, no, it's not. We've had this before.
Be co-game lords next week.
We will figure this out.
Is it not the first time we've tied? When do we have a tie?
We had a tie.
Not been a live show.
We had a tie at some point with some game. I can't remember exactly what it was. I don't know if it was an unwilling tie. But
Sue said the game Lords trademark.
Lords, yes.
Speaking of Game Lords trademark,
the sequel to
before we jump into everyone's favourite section, Whitfield, shall we do a quick 60-second Community Day recap?
Oh, yes, we should do. Because, of course, next Saturday is the absolutely beloved Tinker Tink Community Day.
There's some news just dropped.
Should we do Tinker Tink Community Day and quickly bring that in?
Yeah, since the news is now public domain, we can talk about that. But before we jump into the publicly available Go Pass April news, we're going to do our quick 60-second Tinker Tink Community Day review. Whitfield, start the clock.
Certainly. It is on April the 11th. That's a Saturday from 2 to 5 p.m. your local time.
Your featured Pokemon will be Tinker Tink. It'll be spawning more frequently in the wild. And if you're lucky, you may encounter a shiny one or one that has a special background.
That's the one with the fireworks on it. If you evolve all the way up to Tinkaton, it'll get the charged attack Gigaton Hammer, which has much power, more power in raids and gyms.
That's right. And if you really have $2 burning a hole in its pocket, you could buy a Community Day Special Research, which will give you 3 encounters with Tinker Tink that have a special background, and additional encounters with Tinker Tink, a premium battle pass, and 1 rare candy XL, and more goodies.
And there's lots of T's and C's we won't bother reading into. Basically, gift it to your friends and be a good person. Event bonuses. Of course, it's 2 times candy for catching a Pokemon, 3 times catch dust for catching on this one, 2 times chance of XL candy for trainers level 31 and above. Incense, except the blue incense of daily incense, will run for 3 hours. The lures are only going to last an hour, of course. There will be 5 snapshots available, obviously. 1 extra special trade can be made for a maximum of 2, and of course, 50% less Stardust for trading.
And if you are doing the lure module bonus, they will run from 2 p.m, the beginning of the event, and through to 9 p.m, your local time. Tinker Tink will have a very high chance of appearing at Pokestops with active lure modules.
And field research task is the usual thing. Make sure you keep your eye out for the catch 5 Pokemon in a party, or catch 50 Pokemon for the exclusive background guarantees. Otherwise, 3 Tinker Tink.
And if we haven't run out of time, Pokemon Go Web Store will offer you amazing value by buying your Web Store ticket there and getting an additional 5 Ultra Balls for free. That's it.
That is it. The best Ultra Day Community Box Web Store bundle.
Yeah, and I think we've already said this, but Tinker Tink has the chance of being one of the standout community days of 2026. Of course, there will be
Frigibacks.
We're bringing Frigibacks.
Bringing Frigibacks.
That'll be in June.
Indeed, but we will wish you all the very best of luck for next Saturday, the community day for Tinker Tink.
Yes.
But unbelievable.
It is. It's the news.
Part 2.
Yes, Entei brings heat in the Go Pass April ticket.
It brings a lucky trinket from that picture.
It does.
That's basically it. The Go Pass for April is going to go live on April the 7th, 10 a.m. your local time, and it will run through and be accessible until May the 5th at 10 a.m. your local time.
Which is the day after Star Wars Day.
Oh, yes, it is. Make sure you use Star Wars Day right, because that
Revenge
will give you more
5th.
max
Yes,
points
exactly.
or battle points or Go Pass points, whatever you want to call them. But of course, Ian, listeners, there's a free one and a deluxe one for some cash.
There is. And we're not going to go through every little intricate detail because it's a Go Pass. You pretty much know how they work by now. There's 2 tracks. One you pay for, one is free. You get some decent rewards, and it's pretty much copy-paste from every other month. But as Whitfield said, this month you do get a lucky trinket.
We'd always argue that a lucky trinket is probably worth 799 US cents or the equivalent in your local currency. We do suggest straying away from the 999 US cents version, which is plus 10 ranks.
And if you want to know what we're talking about, the lucky trinket is only on the paid track.
Yes.
It isn't on the free track.
Yes, so you have to buy it, but have a bit of patience, people. You don't need the plus 10 ranks for these Go Passes because you get boosted Go Pass points every Monday for this season.
You've got a whole month to get it completed. But that's the news out of the way. Finally, patience pays off.
Hooray.
But one thing that everybody never tires of, and if you've suffered through the show this long, it's time to hear your...
And now it's time for my favourite
Of course it's so,
section.
David, yeah.
It's time for Shinies of the Week.
Let's have a bit of dignifiedness in this show.
Shinies of the week.
Oh my God. I just looked in the hashtag Shinies of the Week channel on our Patreon exclusive Discord, and this is one hell of a good catch. Junho from the Silver Tier Patreon peeps has posted their shiny Keldeo from that Masterwork research, and they bagged a shiny 98 Keldeo. So that's a mentally good catch. Big congrats, Juno. That's absolutely awesome. I expect that to be silver bottle capped in the future, to be honest. Only one little HP point shy from being perfection.
X us down, so we might have to just do one each.
Posts aren't loading right now. Well, for Christ's sake, Elon.
Yeah, Elon, get your act together, man. We're trying to do a show here, and you're not helping us. So I'm looking on Instagram, and tags Shinies of the Week. It's not found any. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to look in the Patreon exclusive Discord and see if there's anything else. Jedi Knight. Today's highlights. And Jedi Knight got the shiny, two shiny G-Max Pikas and a 98. You know what, Jedi Knight? There we go.
That is pretty goddamn good.
GG's. So I think you've got one more, haven't you, Whitfield?
Yes. Basically, it's from
this is March
early
one for
March.
Tonight. Yes,
and we didn't check the DMs until about now. So it says, hello. Kalos Tour was decently successful, and one of my biggest highlights was a shiny 96% background Yveltal. Love listening when walking. So that's a really beautiful,
we love that background
beautiful bacon bird catch.
Yes.
Thanks very much for letting us know on the Instagram DM, Sam. Congratulations as well.
Yeah, thank you, and GG's.
G of the G's.
And Whitfield, that brings us to the end of what potentially might just about break an hour's worth of show.
We will see if we can get it under the fabled 59 minutes and 59 seconds. But yes, we hope you've all enjoyed listeners.
If we can, happy days, because next week's will be a slightly longer show. I think it's
I don't
fair
think
to
that's
say.
a challenge,
and
really.
It's not coming back next week because, no.
Ooh, Ian, you might have a
potentially.
chance of a shiny of the week here from our lovely admin Sue there.
Oh, actually, yeah, let's throw in one last shiny of the week. Sue posted this one, and Sue got a great hashtag shiny of the week in a remote trade with Marizo-san. She traded him a shiny Kyurem with Glacier,
right
and he traded her the shiny Cantonian Farfetch'd.
Oh, lovely.
I'm hoping they both turned out good, but absolutely great. I'm still yet to do my first ever remote trade, so at some point, hopefully,
You've got
it
to
will
open
happen.
my gift.
But GG's Sue and Marizo-san, or raid with somebody, or interact.
Open my gift.
I actually do interact with some people. We're lucky, so that's the thing. It's less interesting.
A lucky
open
remote trade, Vassar, is
when you're
the best scenario you want.
Fine, I'll open your gifts.
Jeez, man. But yeah, Sue, congrats. I still need the Cantonian Shiny Farfetch as well, so I might be looking to nab one off Marisa-san as well.
There you go. But that brings us to the end of 269.
Nice.
So thank you very much for being here for the last round about an hour.
Nice.
I want to thank you for being here. 26 nice. But don't forget, we do really want to hear from you. We like you interacting with us, and we like to hear your voices. So send us a WhatsApp. Send us a message. Send us a letter to the host. We've not had one of those for a while. And don't forget to follow us on all of the socials as well as your podcast platform of choice, because it really does just make getting through to us that little bit easier. But we do have some thank yous that we want to say before we wrap the show up totally. We want to say thank you to each and every one of you for listening. We equally want to thank every one of you that are on our Patreon plan, which really does help this show keep going. If you're on the bronze tier, thank you very much. You guys, as we always say, is like the foundation, the bedrock of the show. But we like to mention our and our
gold member
to shout you out by name. I hate using the Tim shout out, but really we do like to mention you because you really do help this show keep the virtual lights on. So those of you that welcome trainers. So those of you that are on our TR, KLXVI, Del Hazard X, Spindiana, Laurie Beck, Steve in Norway, CC is mad, Saul Haberfield, Lizzie George, Sander van der Driese,
Neon. You can call me Kate. Just Neon.
Net. Ellen Rushton, James Alexander, Northern Sove, Tom Cattle, Charlie Todd, Robert Wilson, Malcolm Grinter, Geordie Castell, The Hot Weasel, Shiny Eye Keymom, Joe Noho, Tony of Pride, aka Steve Irwin, Malcolm Burgess, Mr. Jackal, Littlest Sparkle, Zontok, Alex, that's with 2 L's, DJ Meadymead, and HRH Cayley. Thanks for being our members. And we do need to thank those of you that are members, and you are JB, Kerry and Zachary, Barside 2, Mandy Croft, Mr. Bossum, Dean DHL, Damon Max 08, Miss Summer of 69, and Big Boy Baz, aka
The Bovrils.
Thank you very much to each and every one of you. And the gold members do get to see, as well as hear, the Carnage Unravel live each and every Tuesday when we make our show recording. But that is it. Actually, no, it's not. We also need to thank Sue and Francesco, the ninja, the IT support, the American, the Italian, for being our backstage admins who handle everything that is to do with administration of this podcast. So thank you, Sue. Thank you, Francesco. You really do look after us and the administration. And that is it. 269 is in the bag. We will be back next week with another show and with a special, potentially...
Whoa! Screaming Goat and Vasa, I've got some horrific news.
What?
Says Marky. Your Max Monday on April the 6th is the Trap of the Inch.
Ooh. I guess I'm still going to be doing some of those battles, though,
If it's tier 1, knock yourself out, son.
It'll be a 1-star or a 2-star. It'll be easy. But, Milo, I've got some actually great news.
What? A fool.
Well, one of my favourite Pokemon is in the Raid Hour next Wednesday, the 8th of April. Yes, it's Kyogre.
Lovely.
And on that bombshell, we'll be back next week with potentially a guest we've not had on a studio show for a couple of years.
Hey, it's me, Pikachu.
It's not Adam.
Or Pikachu. Is it Mark from Paul in the chat? Good news, it is.
Good news, we have a special guest. It's Masterful27.
Woo!
Did someone mention me?
No.
...